If you're PCSing NSA Mid-South, you may be able to buy a home without putting any money down. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use your VA home loan to buy your next home near NSA Mid-South. Hey y'all, I'm Sondretta Green, Air Force retired veteran, military relocations realtor, helping accompanied and unaccompanied military members PCS to NSA Mid-South, Fort Campbell, all over Tennessee and in Mississippi. So if you're planning a move, you're in the right place. Now let's get started. Point number one, why the VA home loan is one of our best benefits. Let's take a look at this chart. Well, like we already talked about, there is no down payment required for eligible buyers, and we'll talk about that in a moment for who's eligible. Then there's no PMI insurance. With a lot of other loans, you have to pay PMI insurance, and that adds more money to your monthly note. Especially if you're not doing a down payment loans, you will have to pay PMI insurance because you are a risk, considered a risk. But the VA, the government backs this loan. Therefore, you're not considered a risk when you're using this VA home loan. So that gets rid of the PMI insurance. And then next, the competitive interest rates. The VA loan has very competitive interest rates. They're some of the lowest rates out there a lot of the times. It just depends on the lender. And then the flexible qualification requirements. The VA home loan, you don't have to have an excellent credit score to qualify for the home loan. And that goes with a lot of other loans as well. But the VA home loan, a lot of times they can qualify you for a home loan with a lower credit score, but it just depends on the lending institution. And so as an active duty, guard, and reserve service member and a surviving spouse, you have earned this VA home loan and you qualify for this home simply because of those categories. Now, before we talk about other costs associated with your move, I have something that I want to share with you that's going to make your move a lot smoother. So if you're moving to NSA Mid-South or Fort Campbell, anywhere in Tennessee or in Mississippi, I have a relocation guide just below in the pinned comments or in the description that you can read, download, and it's going to help make your move a lot smoother with all the information that's packed into it. So definitely go ahead and grab that relocation guide. It's going to be beneficial for you. Now let's get back to it. Point number two, zero down does not mean zero cost. That is the misconception that a lot of military members have. They think, oh, well, there's zero down payment, but there is some costs that are incurred when you are buying a home. So let's look at this next chart. Earnest money. In the state of Tennessee and in Mississippi, it is negotiable, but usually earnest money is 1% of the purchase price of the home. And a lot of times, whenever you're using your VA home loan, you will get that money back at the end, or you could use it towards your first monthly payment. And it just depends. So that money you're going to need upfront. So if it's a $300,000 home, that's $3,000 earnest money. And that's just basically telling that seller that you are serious about buying this home. You have some skin in the game, and then they'll take their home off the market. Then the home inspection. Home inspection, depending on the size, square footage, and that's usually between $500 to $700, but that could be, it could be higher or lower. Then the appraisal. The appraisal cost could be anywhere between $500 to $700 as well. And that is the lender is going to order the appraisal. As we go into the home buyer strategy session, I will explain these things in more detail. And then closing costs. Closing costs usually is about 3.5%. And it depends on the taxes and everything. And that will vary. But the lender will give us that amount as well so that we know exactly how much your closing cost is going to be. But in this market, builders are paying for your closing costs. Yes, so in new construction, your closing cost is covered. Builders are also giving you money to buy your rate down as well, and we can talk about that. And then a lot of sellers are giving some closing costs. Most of them are giving at least half, or some of them are giving all, but most of them are giving something in this market. And then homeowners insurance, you'll have to have homeowners insurance for your home. And then your moving expenses that the government doesn't cover. We know that the government moves you from one duty station to the next, but there are some costs that, you may have to buy a refrigerator, you may have to buy furniture. So those are some expenses that you may occur. So if you're PCSing to NSA Mid-South, go ahead and do yourself a favor and subscribe now. I post weekly videos to help you understand about the communities. We talk about crime. We talk about the cost of living, things to do here, you name it. I just want to help you to understand the location, to help your move be smooth as possible, and to know as much as possible before you get here. So go ahead and subscribe now. Now let's get back to it. Number 3, which community offers the best value? Yes, I know y'all been waiting on this. So go ahead and take a look at this chart. I have a lot of information that's packed into it. We're going to talk about some of the most popular communities near NSA Mid-South. So let's start with Millington. This one is closest to the base. The base is located in Millington, Tennessee. So this one, the home prices are the most affordable. The commute is the closest 5 to 10 minute commute. And the schools in Tipton County are solid options with Purple Star schools. Now, Millington is located in Shelby County, but you're right there to near the Tipton County schools. And then the lifestyle is a small town feel with quick access to Memphis. So you're really close to Memphis there. Next, we have Atoka. Home prices are higher than Millington, but the commute is 15 to 20 minutes from the base. Now, the home prices may be a little higher in Atoka and in Munford, but Millington is in Shelby County, so the taxes are higher. So it actually just evens out. But these homes, I just sold a home in Atoka last year for $260,000. So that's very, very affordable. It just all depends on what you want. The commute is longer. This is in Tipton County, which is highly rated, the schools in Tipton County. And this information is according to niche.com. It is in my description. So you'll have this information so that you can research yourself. And then the lifestyle, you have more land, newer homes, and a more quieter atmosphere. It's going to be more rural out in Atoka and in Munford. And then the value is great for families wanting more space and newer builds. Then in Munford, the home prices are mid-range. The commute is about 20 to 25 minutes, but it's about the same as Atoka. And then from the base, then it's in Tipton County, excellent schools, like we talked about already. And then the lifestyle is quiet, small town feel, small town charm, and it's more rural. And the value, strong value for families focused on schools. And then last, we have Bartlett. The home prices are higher than Millington and comparable to Atoka. And then the taxes are going to be higher as well because that's considered Shelby County and Bartlett. And then the commute is 25 to 35 minutes to base. And then the schools are in Shelby County. You have multiple options. Then the lifestyle, you got more shopping, more restaurants, more entertainment, and you're closer to Memphis from there, living in Bartlett versus if you lived in Millington or Atoka. And then the value is the best for convenience and amenities. So let's go back to the key points. Millington, lower price, shorter commute, affordable everyday living, great convenience. Atoka, more of space for your money, newer homes and newer development, good schools, options, peaceful suburbs, lifestyle. And then Munford, excellent schools, small town community feel, more affordable than Bartlett, great for raising family, according to niche.com. And then most shopping and dining options are here. Now, Millington has a lot of shopping and dining too, but not as much as you have in Bartlett. And remember, Bartlett is closer to Memphis, easy access to Memphis, and great for lifestyle seekers. And then if you're single or unaccompanied, a lot of people want to be like in Midtown and in Memphis. Point number 4. We're going to talk about these VA home loan common myths that a lot of people just don't understand and they just don't know. So let's look at this chart. You can only use it once. I used to think that too when I was active duty. I thought I could only use it once. So that's why I didn't buy any rental properties, or I didn't rent any of the properties that I purchased, because I thought I had to sell it. I could only use it once. That's not true. You can use your VA home loan more than once. So just give me a call and I can explain that to you. Number 2, sellers don't like VA home loans. That is not so. Sellers love VA home loans because they know that they're backed. by the government, and they're going to go through. And a lot of lenders, they love VA home loans. They love them. They're so easy. I've heard my lenders say that. And then you need perfect credit. That's not so. You can qualify for a VA home loan in the mid 500 credit score range. It depends on the lending institution. And the next, VA appraisals ruin deals. That's not so. VA appraisers are a little bit more stringent because that's the guidelines. It's there to protect you, but it doesn't ruin the deal. Every VA home loan that I've helped my buyers utilize, they have been able to purchase their home, purchase that same home, and it was not an issue. VA loans take too long. Not so. It does take a little bit longer, usually between 30 to 45 days. The average loan anyway takes about 30 days. I've been able to actually get a VA home loan through in 2 weeks. Give me a call and I can share that with you. This lender is amazing. Point number 5, 5 things you need to do before you buy. Let's look at this chart. Number 1, get pre-approved with a VA lender. Yes, most lenders are VA lenders, but some don't understand the VA loan process. I work with a lot of great lenders that understand the VA loan process. And the reason why we want to do this, so that you understand, okay, this is how much I get approved for, so we will know how much we need to shop for. Next, understanding your BAH budget. Well, you may get approved for a $700,000 loan. That monthly payment, and I'm guesstimating, is $4,000, but your BAH is only $3,000. So I know when I was active duty, I tried to stay within my BAH range or under that. Then researching your commute. When you come here to do your house hunting and we start shopping for the home, we will definitely time that commute. I definitely say come during a weekday, because then that way you can look at, okay, after hours, after everybody gets off work, driving that route to your new future home or possible community where you want to live at on the weekends as well. So just come for a few days, maybe a Thursday through a Saturday, so you can look at the traffic patterns. So that I've seen a lot of people pick a home and the traffic, the commute just is a deal killer. So it's a deal breaker. So that's important. Then next, work with a military relocations realtor. That would be me. I served 23 and a half years in the Air Force. I've moved people all over the world, and now I get to help people relocate to Tennessee and Mississippi through NSA Mid-South and in Fort Campbell. So I definitely know it better than anybody else, exactly what you need. And then build your timeline before you PCS. A lot of people think, oh, I need to wait till I get my orders and all of those things. No, as soon as you know that you have assignment, give me a call and let's start. I can help you build that timeline and help you. That way you're not waiting until the last minute and having to choose a house in a rush and just not being able to have enough time to do what you need to do. So those are the 5 points that you need to consider before buying a home. I'm sure this video helped you understand the VA home loan process, and it's going to help you in your move to NSA Mid-South. So definitely go ahead and do yourself a favor and subscribe, like, and comment. Definitely, I post weekly videos. If you haven't already subscribed, I have weekly videos here every week to help you before you relocate, to help you prepare. And then if you know anybody that's coming here, go ahead and share this information so that I can assist them and they can be informed as well. And then there's 2 links below. 2 links, one if you're buying a home and one if you're selling a home. You may be relocating, leaving NSA Mid-South, you may be coming here. So there's a home sellers strategy session link and there's a home buyer strategies link there as well. I have my calendar link as well in the description. So go ahead or in the pinned comments and book your free home buyer strategy session. You can get on my calendar and book a Zoom call, and then we can go ahead and start the process, or you can fill out those forms and then myself or one of my team members will reach out to you to book a home buyer strategy session or home seller strategy session for you. So I just want to thank you for tuning in to my video. I'm sure it has been very beneficial for you. Share it with anybody that you know that's coming, and I look forward to assisting you as you PCS here or leave NSA Mid-South. Have an amazingly awesome day. Thank you so much. Peace.